Support for this podcast comes from listeners and St. Alphonsus Health System, a regional network of hospitals, clinics, and care providers. St. Alphonsus offers comprehensive healthcare services to individuals and families throughout the community. More information about services and locations is available at stalphonsus.org.
From Boise State Public Radio, this is The Connector. It's Idaho's Daily News. Good morning. I'm George Prentice. This morning, we'll tell you how the federal government is slowly trying to reopen, and we preview an absolute must-win for Boise State football. It is Friday, the 14th of November. Here we go with today's stories. The federal government has permanently shut down a pilot program that had let some taxpayers file their returns for free. Julie Lucata looks at how many Idahoans briefly had access to that service.
Earlier this year, 25 states, including Idaho, offered direct file to qualifying taxpayers. Kathy Hurley runs the Volunteer Income Tax Assistance Program at Boise State University.
It had its limits because it truly was designed for someone with a few W-2s, not a complex tax situation.
In its first and last year available to Idahoans, the Tax Commission reports about 2,100 taxpayers used direct file. That's roughly 1% of the 210,000 residents in the state who qualified to use the program.
I think this is part of a broader goal of this administration, is the reducing the resources that flow into the IRS.
Hurley says she was surprised to hear the administration had called it a, quote, failed program, as it had just started getting off the ground.
A lot of money was sunk into developing this, and to drop it suddenly for whatever reason just doesn't make even a business sense.
Direct file faced pushback from private tax companies, and in a hearing last year, Republican Senator Mike Crapo called it inefficient. Julie Lucata, Boise State Public Radio News.
This has been an incredibly difficult week, in fact, a difficult month for thousands of Idaho families, depending on some assistance in putting some food on their tables. SNAP benefits evaporated then in the last few days. There has been some SNAP assistance that has trickled through. Yesterday, the State Department of Health and Welfare said funding should fully resume by today. So yes, some government workers did return to their jobs yesterday, but as Rachel Cohen reports, they still do have concerns.
As a former employee of the U.S. Forest Service, Max Alonso knows how hard shutdowns can be. He's lived through a couple.
We were a one-income house, and I had to do side jobs just to, make enough money to put food on the table and put gas in the car during that time.
Now, Alonso is the Secretary-Treasurer for the National Federation of Federal Employees Union. He's happy federal workers are back on the job and that they're guaranteed back pay through the funding bill.
We're happy it's in there, but at the same time, why are we even at this place right now?
He says morale is low. For the Mountain West News Bureau, I'm Rachel Cohen.
Meanwhile, the nation's air transportation system is still trying to unwind from the shutdown, the FAA ordering that flight cancellations would remain at 6% yesterday. Checking FlightAware.com at the Boise airport, there were cancellations of flights to and from Portland, and there were delays from Spokane, Phoenix, Seattle, San Francisco, and San Diego. Yesterday marked the third anniversary of the killings of 4 University of Idaho students in their off-campus home. And though he is spending the rest of his life behind bars, a television network has begun planning a film about Bryan Kohberger. But a good many people don't want that movie to see the light of day. The Lewiston Tribune is reporting that thousands of people have signed a petition to stop the Lifetime Network from making the film. Meanwhile, a judge ruled yesterday that Kohberger, in addition to some restitution that he was ordered to pay at sentencing, will now have to pay additional restitution. Some of his victims' families said they should be paid more, and indeed, Judge Stephen Hippler said Kohberger should pay another $3,000 to cover funeral-related costs. Kohberger, who again will be spending the rest of his life behind bars, will turn 31 years old next week. First place in the Mountain West Conference is on the line tomorrow as Boise State will face San Diego State in Southern California. Our Troy Appy previews tomorrow's pivotal game.
Both teams, while tied for first place, are coming off stinging losses. San Diego State's Aztecs got thumped at Hawaii, and Boise State sputtered last week on the blue, losing to Fresno State.
We had everything to play for that game. On the blue, all this. We didn't play well. So I'm more now taking the step like maybe it is too much pressure.
Head coach Spencer Danielson said this week he's trying to get players back to just performing their best from play to play. Penalties have dogged the Broncos most of the season. Cleaning those up is critical to give backup quarterback Max Cutforth a chance to be successful. Starter Maddox Madsen suffered a lower leg injury in the first quarter against Fresno State, and he's out this week.
We can run our entire playbook with Max, and that's what we love about Max. He's very bright. He can make all the throws. Now, we got to make sure we put him in good spots.
Tomorrow night's winner will have the inside track to host the Mountain West Championship game December 5th. Kickoff Saturday in San Diego is 8:30 p.m. Mountain Time, the broadcast on the CBS Sports Network. Troy Appy, Boise State Public Radio News.
And that is today's episode of The Connector. I'm George Prentice. We'll see you back here Monday. To stay in touch with the news between now and then, you can always check out BoiseStatePublicRadio.org or download the free Boise State Public Radio app. For now, have a great weekend, and thanks for listening.
Sources and methods, the crown jewels of the intelligence community. Shorthand for how do we know what's real? Who told us? If you have those answers, you're on the inside, and NPR wants to bring you there. From the Pentagon to the State Department to spy agencies, listen to understand what's really happening and what it means for you. Sources and Methods, the new national security podcast from NPR.